It's almost been an entire year since I've made a video on liminal spaces, and that's kind of crazy considering that my channel was built off of finding the locations and origins to popular liminal space images. So I thought I'd make up for some lost time and bring back the most popular series on my channel, and hopefully by doing this, I can kickstart a liminal space renaissance and the 7th installment of finding the locations of popular liminal spaces. If you're not familiar with this series, or even with what liminality is, then I highly suggest you start with the original video that I made. This video single-handedly changed my life. I thank everybody who's ever watched that video, and to all the people who are watching right now. That said, sit back, relax, get the video to 10,000 likes, and enjoy. There's going to be plenty of familiar faces helping me out with this one, so that'll be fun, maybe your favorite YouTubers in this video, and you're actually going to want to pay attention and stick around for the entire thing. There's a pretty big announcement somewhere in the video. The first image is this one. It's what seems to be an obscure hotel with an indoor pool. There's plenty of liminal photography of weirdly built hotels. I mean, one of the most popular locations is the Heathrow Airport Hotel, which is weird in its own right, but this one I'm talking about is on a whole nother level. There's a random balcony area that leads to nowhere. There's a ton of pools and hot tubs that probably make the inside of this place super humid and mildewy. And finally, there's a ceiling above everything, which really ties it all together. To begin with the search for this odd hotel/prison, I used the Google Lens tool and searched for matching results. Then, right away, we got our answer: the Hilton Head Resort. I found other angles of the resort from sites like Zillow, and here we can see a more clear picture of what it looks like. It's still a little weird. Thankfully, I didn't have to really search at all, but the location for this one is the Hilton Head Resort in Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. If you plan on making a trip to this cursed place, there's a ton of swimming pools, a nice beach next to the resort, and it turns out there's even a running track that was hidden in the liminal space. Before we move on, I thought I'd take this opportunity to show you guys an indoor pool hotel not that far away from me. Let's see if it's as good as the one I was just talking about. Fine, you can be in a video, say hi. Okay. Is everybody flaking on me right now?
I think so. Does he have your mom? Who's my biggest fan? Tuv?
Tuv.
Mm-hmm.
Tuv would answer.
Tuv would answer.
Dang. Oh, here we got my buddy Aiden. Yo, say hi to a vlog.
What the hell?
Dude, look where I'm at.
Are you still in Texas?
Dude, I'm in Amarillo.
What?
What would you rate the image? Or, not the image, what would you rate this real life place out of 10?
Shoot, I'd give it like a 7 or 8. That's pretty good.
That's higher than the one we went to in Oklahoma City, if you remember. What would you rate this liminal space?
Like a 6.5.
You gave that a 6 out of 10, so this is higher.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for answering. In the back rooms right now. Yeah. As a 40-year-old woman, how do you feel about liminal spaces?
I'm 39.
No, okay, go. What do you think about liminal spaces? What do you think about this place? Is it?
This is so liminal. This is the definition of liminal.
She's faking it.
This picture appears to be taken inside of a gas station or convenience store. To start off, I looked up liminal space skylights on Google because the skylights in the image are the most notable thing about it. The first result was of a 4-year-old post on the liminal space subreddit. I took this photo in a store while on a road trip. Fake skylights are so uncomfortable. This post was made by the person who took the photo, but we still don't know where it was taken. I looked through the comments for any answers, and there it was. I found this in a little town in England called Badshot Lee. I was only in there for some snacks, but I couldn't pass the opportunity to snap a photo. Badshot-Lee is a small village in England with a population of 1,500 people. Even though we know that the picture was taken in this village, we still don't have the exact location. After analyzing the photos a little more, I noticed something. On the top right shelf, you can make out the word Premier, which is the name of many convenience stores in the UK. So I looked up Premier convenience stores in Badshot-Lee, and there it was. You can even see the skylights from outside of the building on Google Street View.
This photo used to be the most upvoted post on the Liminal Space subreddit. These days, it's now at number 3 of all time. And for good reason. This room is meant to be filled with people. There's hundreds of chairs, but no one's sitting in them. In my opinion, it's a perfect liminal space. There's so much, yet so little going on. Anyway, the title of the post says, "My girlfriend works in a bingo hall and sent me this." I figured that the OP would also drop the location of the bingo hall in the comments section, but they never did, which means I have to find it myself. I started out by looking at the image and saw the words buzzbingo.com in the background. Buzz Bingo is a chain of bingo halls exclusive to the UK. They have around 82 locations in total, so I ended up going through each one that showed up on Google. There were quite a few Buzz Bingo halls that had similarities, but weren't the exact place. For instance, this is the carpet seen in the liminal space, full of these little squares, and only a few other bingo halls had the same carpet. The unfortunate part is that the rooms wouldn't have the same layout seen in the image, or the lights on the ceiling wouldn't match. Eventually, I went through all of the ones I could find on Google and found no matches. So then I came across a website called bingotastic.com, which has a complete archive of every single bingo hall that's ever existed in the UK. I quite literally looked through every single Buzz Bingo hall that's ever existed. And after nearly an hour of searching, I never found the one seen in the liminal space. I'm sorry guys, I've never felt so defeated before. I feel like the location is so close yet so far. Either this guy's girlfriend works in the backrooms, or I'm too stupid to find the place. It's probably the backrooms option. The bottom line is that this was taken inside of a Buzz Bingo hall. I just can't find which one.
This image has been around for many years at this point, and it's even the reference photo for Backrooms Level 164. I ended up finding the picture rather quickly, as searching it on Google led me to its origins. It comes from this 3-year-old Reddit post from the Liminal Space subreddit. The poster says that these pictures were taken in a neighborhood in Tulum, Mexico, and after searching on Google Street View for a while, I found the area where the photos were snapped.
If you're not familiar with the Wacky Pomo aesthetic, then let me tell you about it real quick. According to the aesthetics wiki, Wacky Pomo is defined as a marketing aesthetic popular from the early 1990s to mid-2000s, primarily in children's marketing. It relies on cartoonish visuals associated with mid-century 1940s to 60s cartoons. There's a plethora of media and things that fit into this category of style, but my favorite instances of Wacky Pomo are the pictures I'm showing on screen. For whatever reason, I'm super drawn into these over-exaggerated scientific Mad Lab settings. You used to see a lot of this stuff on Nickelodeon or even children's museums in the 2000s and early 2010s. Now, I say all of this because the liminal space I'm showing embodies all of the characteristics I just talked about. From the cartoonishly large pipes to the artificial grass, this place is straight from a 2000s fever dream. Thankfully, as usual at this point, I was able to search this image for matching results, and I found the location pretty quick. The photo was taken at the Berjaya Times Square theme park in Malaysia. It opened back in 2003 and is still around to this day. Cool picture, Wacky Pomo based, this looks like a lot of fun.
I feel like this photo has been around since the initial boom of liminal spaces back in early 2020. It's a solid image as it evokes feelings of familiarity along with unease. Why are we outside of this house? Why is the inside of the house empty? And how did the shopping cart get there? Well, if you look a little closer at the picture, you can actually tell that it's not real, it's CGI. My speculation would be true, as I found this post on the Liminal Space subreddit from 4 years ago. It credits the image to an artist called 918 on Facebook, and so I looked into more of their work. They've been behind many popular liminal spaces, and now you know who made them.
I found this picture from a Reddit post. and it looks like a pretty solid liminal space. I was surprised that I hadn't ever seen this before, considering the amount of years this has been my job. Nobody in the comments section seemed to know where this was, so I searched for it on Google and found a similar image. This time, there's no building in the distance, and the chair is moved in a different spot. I would spend the next couple of minutes trying to find this place because surely it wouldn't be that hard to find. I mean, it's a massive stretch of buildings that seem to go on forever, right on the shoreline. But then I noticed something. And it's not a good something. If we take a closer look at either image, it starts to not make sense. These pictures aren't real. They are AI generated. The buildings start to morph into themselves, and on top of everything, it has that early AI grain to it, if you know what I mean. As much as I'd love for this place to exist, as far as I know, it doesn't. So guys, this is from Jaden Salads. It's me. Keep AI away from my liminal spaces and keep it away from the liminal space subreddit. Thank you.
One of the most popular pictures on the liminal space subreddit is this one right here. The caption says, "My view from the laundry room looks fake." I definitely agree with that. It looks like something straight out of Gary's mod, and everyone in the comment section seems to agree. But anyway, the comment section also has our answer. The original poster says that this was taken at the University of Kansas in Lawrence, Kansas.
The following image is taken from the film Us, which came out back in 2019. I didn't have to do any Reddit searching for this one because I've already seen this movie. Aside from the scenes which show this rabbit tunnel, the movie isn't the most liminal thing in the world, so I wouldn't really check it out if you're expecting over an hour of liminality. It's definitely one of the movies of all time, I'll say that.
What's up guys, it's Brugly, and I'm actually not here to cover a liminal space. I know, but trust me, you're gonna wanna listen to this. Maybe, I don't know. I am here to tell you all about a huge announcement that Jaden Salins and I have been waiting to say. In just a few days, starting on October the 16th, mark it down, October the 16th, myself and Jaden Salads will be embarking on the first ever liminal space road trip. And for the next 2 weeks after October the 16th, we're driving around the entire country and exploring the original locations of famous liminal space images. We're gonna go to the original spots, recreate the photos. We'll be starting at the backrooms location, then we'll be going to the liminal Taco Bell, that famous stop sign image, the Windows XP hills. We're going to backrooms level 11, backrooms level 5, the UFO McDonald's. It's gonna be awesome. There's gonna be so many places. It's gonna be huge. Be sure to stick around for that. Make sure to check out my channel as well, and here on Jaden's too. We're both going to be uploading content over that 2 weeks for the trip. Come along with us, enjoy the road. It's going to be great. Hopefully you're excited. I'm super pumped. It's going to be daily videos on both the channels, so you're going to get double the content. But yeah, with all that said, I'll see you there.
If you're from Texas, then you're gonna like this one. If you've ever been to a Bucees gas station, then you're fully aware of how liminal everything can be. Not only is the inside of the building reminiscent of SCP-3008, we can see here just how ominous the exterior can be. I'm not entirely sure where this exact picture was taken at, but considering that every Buc-ee's is nearly identical, I thought I'd go to my local Buc-ee's and try to capture the same photo.
What is that, like a break room? I sound stupid. What kind of thing would be in that? It's kind of ruining the liminal space, I think. Yeah, some electronic stuff. All right, get this. It's on the video setting. Because I feel like is that a backrooms entity? I don't know. 6-9. Is that backroom 6-7 entity? That's the 6-7 entity.
This liminal space is something straight out of Gary's Mod, and I was pretty surprised to find out that this was a real place. Luckily for me, this wasn't too hard to find. If you couldn't tell already, there appears to be an arcade past the front doors, so I looked up Timezone arcade concrete wall. I clicked on the first result, which took me to an article about the arcade's history. Feel free to read this for yourself, as it actually gives a lot of insight into the construction of this liminal space. Anyway, the article gives us the location, and it's located at Timezone Christchurch Central in Christchurch, New Zealand.
A lot of people are going to argue that this isn't technically a liminal space. It's not a transitional period between two places. It's full of people, which usually goes against the rules of a liminal image. But because of how chaotic and dreamlike this is, I can't help but talk about it.
Yeah, I couldn't help but buy it.
I began with trying to find any clues in the image, and if you look in the top right corner, there's a South African flag. I then looked up South African food court and went to images. The liminal space is from the Canal Walk Shopping Centre in Cape Town, South Africa. I can't tell you why, but this place is so fascinating to me. Like anytime I look at a picture of the food court, I get trapped in its beauty. It really is something out of a Dead Rising game.
Using a firearm for self-defense is our God-given right as Americans, Thomas.
Anyway, I looked around the other parts of the shopping center to see if the rest of the building looks as crazy as the food court. To my dismay, it does not look as crazy as the food court. It actually looks very nice. I really hope to visit this location one day, and if not, I'm sure I'll be here in my dreams pretty soon.
Guys, this ominous picture was posted onto the Liminal Space subreddit 4 years ago. The title of the post says, Heide Park Soltau in Germany at night. Thanks to this guy on Reddit, I looked up this place on Google, and it turns out to be an amusement park. But we still don't know where the picture was actually located. So I got a bird's eye view of the park on Google Maps and found this little neighborhood in the top left. This is where the photo was taken, and if you're wanting to live in one of these houses for a day, then check out the Heide Park Holiday Camp Resort. I mean, it seems pretty badass.
Now, most of you probably know the origins of this one already, but I thought I'd remind everyone of how liminal this really is. If you're not familiar, this picture is taken from the iconic book I Spy Fantasy, a book of picture riddles. This particular image, titled City Blocks, is one of my favorite from the I Spy series. You take a break from reality and get a glimpse into a whole nother dimension, where we're the tiny people on the observatory, looking out into this nostalgic, fever-dreamed utopia. I'll show a few different ones on screen, but there's so many weirdcore/dreamcore type photography in these old I Spy books. And if you guys have never seen the behind the scenes on how these pictures are made, it's pretty world-breaking, it's pretty crazy.
The picture I'll be talking about is actually one that a lot of you guys have probably seen. It's appeared numerous times in liminal space compilation videos, but now I have an answer to the question. Where did this come from? To my surprise, it leads all the way back to a Reddit post from September 4th, 2020. It says, I made my own liminal space in Blender. If you don't know, Blender is a 3D modeling software, meaning that this liminal space isn't real. Now that I know this, it's pretty noticeable that this is all 3D rendered, but it's still a great image nonetheless.
As you could probably guess, I'm a big fan of gas station liminal spaces. You show up from somewhere, you get your gas, and then you go to the next destination. It's literally in between two things. With that said, this picture is one of the most recognizable gas station spaces. I'm pretty sure that I tried finding this one on my own a few years ago, but came up short. But could you possibly guess where I finally found the origin? Please leave a comment. What little orange-white alien helped me find the origins to the picture? A random comment on a 3-year-old Reddit post taught me that a photographer named Matt Dunlap took this picture. I believe that the first instance of this being posted was on Matt's Instagram back in early 2020. I don't know the exact location for this one, but we do have the origins, and we like to find the origins of things on this channel. It'll do.
This liminal space is located at the Meow Wolf Omega Mart in Las Vegas, Nevada. I know this location personally because I've actually been to this place multiple times before. If you're not familiar with Meow Wolf, it's basically a giant interactive art piece. There's quite a few of them across the United States already, but with the one in Las Vegas, you start out inside of a supermarket. But whenever you uncover a certain door, it'll take you to a new part of the building, which is super surreal. I would tell you guys more about this liminal experience, but I'm actually planning on meeting up with Jaden and Brugli in Las Vegas on their trip. I hope to see you guys there.
For the last picture, it is this one. It's not the most interesting picture, but it definitely feels like something out of a distant memory when I was younger. For some reason, when I first saw this, it did feel familiar, and not even just in a liminal type way. It was familiar because the pink house is the same one seen in those memes from back in the day. You've probably seen multiple versions of this. Anyway, a little digging online would show me that these houses are on the coastline of Santa Monica, California. It's a pretty popular spot to visit and take pictures at, and the houses are even in GTA 5. But if we go back to the liminal space, you might notice that the house on the left isn't black, it's green. So I found photos of what that home used to look like before it turned dark.
If you're currently watching the video, then I thank you for making it to the end. I hope you're also going to stick around for the road trip series. It's going to be epic. I mean, 2 weeks straight of in real life liminal space content, you can't beat that. Nobody's ever done this before. To this extent, it's going to be a once in a lifetime thing. Big thank you to everyone who did a part in my video today. All of these people I worked with are so kind. They're amazing, they're awesome. So their channels will be in the description. Be sure to go check them all out. As usual, here's a shout out to everybody who makes me the most amazing, incredible, breathtaking fan art on YouTube. The last thing I have to say before I go is a special shout out to everybody on my Patreon. Basmic, Bella M, Boy Kisser, Dusty Antler, El Goober Goob III, Esso Boomin, Evan W, Eyeball Dude, 4 for Color, Jera, Josh S, Josh Wynn, LeBron James Hairline, Lena Bear, Lottie Dottie, Mommy Trash Sack, Matt Sat on a Cat, Mustlord, Noxel Dreams, Osman Mad For Real, Matt McCusker, Royly Oily, Shiny Breaksin, Spooky, and Takai Mirasaki.
Sleep at 9 o'clock, this bitch stays up all night, but I see through you. I took a nap right on my glass